Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. It's Artisan Yumi here, ready to give you that old razzle-dazzle. So today I'm recording in my bathroom. I apologize. It's just this place has such great acoustic. And for the time being, I needed to get away from a certain loved one who happens to play his video games too loud. So that is why I'm here. Luckily alone in the house aside from him. So, today's video I'm going to be talking about friends, or in general, friendship. Since this is a new transition for me, I'm doing art full-time and doing this all on my own. It's taking me a long journey to get here. I had family, specifically a father who wasn't as supportive towards my craft, and it took me a really long time to realize that I was really good at what I did. So, I don't think I could have done that without friends. Currently, I have 2 really good best friends, and they've been helping me with the Facebook page. They're actually one of the new moderators on there, and have been commissioning me for, the year that I've known them. I just recently, reconnected with them. And, without their help, honestly, I wouldn't have thought that I could make money doing what I love doing, which is creating stuff. So, really want to give a shout out to them, but this one's going to be, this whole vlog is going to be a lot more personal than you guys might be ready for, so a little bit of a warning. I used to have 2 really good friends in middle school, and we'll just call them M and K. I met M in elementary school, and I met K in middle school, and it was the end of middle school when me and my mom kind of left my dad. Yeah, they pretty much broke up around that time, 2010, literally 10 years ago. And it was the help of these 2 that really helped me get through, my puberty and my teenagehood. But at the end of high school, I stopped being friends with them, and it was not even we got in a fight and we had our differences. It was more like we were growing up separately away from each other because I didn't get to see them 24/7. When we spent the night at each other's houses, it was usually a whole month just being there until one of us had to go back home. And I do miss them. Wherever they are, if they're watching this, I don't know. I could tell you that right now, Kay is the one that I could easily talk to if she wanted to talk to me. What ended up happening was, because I was less around and Kay was the only one available, M ended up going to Kay's house. And, it eventually got kind of annoying for her because she didn't have her space. Her friend was always at her house. But I guess she was running away from something at home, something she was clearly unhappy with. That is exactly why she sort of took advantage of Kay's kindness. And eventually, she somehow got mixed up with drugs and had a sort of psychotic breakdown at Kay's house. And it obviously traumatized Kay. Where was I during this time? Nowhere to be found. And that still is one of my greatest regrets. But because of that, we heard M had basically a schizophrenic breakdown, later confirmed by her brother, which that's a whole nother story. And these were just 2 good friends I had since middle school, who, at the end of what had happened, and, at the beginning of high school, the beginning of moving to a new place, they were really there for me. But I had to leave them behind in that sort of chapter of my life, and I do kind of regret that. I regret not reconnecting with people when I said I was going to, and it really sucks. So, the reason this is relevant to my new friends is because the 2 new friends I have now remind me so much of them, but it's so strange because they're adults, and I don't have to worry about, immature things that I used to fight about with K and M. And with these 2 new friends, it's really hard for me to relax and allow myself to trust them. I want to trust them. I really do, and I do. I do trust them. But for a while I was afraid, and I didn't understand why I was afraid. And it was because my relationship with K and M in the past made me have to eventually be the one to sort of say, hey, this might be a bad idea. And I felt like I had to take care of them. But that somewhere along the way, I grew up and they stayed behind. And they sort of drifted away into, like, nothingness. In reality, it was because, we all had our own, we all had our own mental problems. Kay was dealing with anxiety and panic attacks, and I want to say depression, but it could have been more. And M, she was running away from a neglective mom and being by herself, being in solitude for so long because she was homeschooled. It probably drove her to try to seek excitement outside of her life. And in doing so, she found drugs. And I ain't talking marijuana, I'm talking like probably some hardcore shit. So, I know where they are today, and I could easily talk to them. But it's for the very reason I left them behind that I'm not ready. Because I'm still pretty hurt by it. And as for my new friends, it's like, I realized with them that I do have problems, and I do need to fix them. And it's because of my two new friends that I feel so much more confident with, because they really do build me up. Unlike the past. Like, the dynamic ship with just having a friend group changes per each group, and that's pretty much what happened this time around. So, just the other day, I was smoking with them, having a smoke session while I was spending the night at their house, and I had a realization. I get them when I'm smoking. They help me remember things that I forgot. But I remembered that I had a friend who I was really close with when I first started high school. And the only reason I forgot her was because I was only at that high school for 1 year, my freshman year. And then I moved sophomore year to a current high school. And I told her and the others that I left behind, like, yeah, I'll stay in contact, this and that. And I just kind of forgot. And I don't know if that has to do with the so many changes that happened during this time 10 years ago, or if that's on me. And I want to repair it. I currently have, I hope not, a falling out between another friend that me and him sort of just fucked up on. I admit that I fucked up, but at the same time, something in me kind of made me realize, like, ooh, why am I so okay with cutting friends off? Like, how many times have I done that to somebody? Where I stopped giving them a chance, and instead of, like, trying to refix the relationship and just forgiving them and talking to them again, I just let them slowly disappear from my life. And I'm tired of doing that. If you guys don't realize it, I am a child victim of parental abuse. And again, I promise I'll go into it, but now's not the time. And it's just, when you're like me and you've had a past that you've been hurt so many times on the road to recovery, you just forget who is supposed to be helping you out. You also don't acknowledge, and you become blind to those that are currently helping you out. It's one of those, how many times have I had a good thing and I sabotaged it? And I'm really realizing that, that for me, that's a current problem, and I gotta work on that. So, definitely gonna look into it. I know my therapist would be proud, but, if you are watching this and you know me personally, reach out, please. Please, because even if I don't remember much from you, you probably have memories of me. Memories of who I used to be. And I'm not going to say I don't know who I was throughout my 24 years of living, but I definitely forgot certain stages that I had. So you'd be helping me out and jogging my memory. And, if you were mad at me and you're still waiting for an apology from me, let me know. I won't know what I did wrong unless you tell me. You know, granted, at first I'll be like, yeah, no, fuck you. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do that. But I'll really sit on it. I'll come back to you and I'll be like, you know what? I did. And I'm sorry. I forgot how to be a good friend, I guess. So, yeah, kind of depressing to talk about this. Kind of out there. Definitely different than what you guys are used to. But, you know, still early of the channel. You guys are going to get used to it fast. So, thanks for watching. Bye!